I got kind of ripped off on this deal. Bought this little Tanaka 1.75 horse outboard motor on eBay, known in some circles as the mafia of the internet. And the seller claimed that it was a running motor. Claimed that it ran fine, good condition and everything, which, you know, it hadn't been started in a long time because the carburetor was the most clogged carburetor I've ever seen. There's no way it has been started in years. But also, I finally did get it to start, and it had a severe knock in it, like it was about to throw a rod or something. So I delved into it, and you can see the keyway in the crankshaft there, how it's hogged out. Maybe you can see that. And there's the flywheel. It's even worse. And so it was rocking back and forth. I actually removed the nut that holds the flywheel on with just my fingers. No wrench necessary. So anyway, you know, eBay advertises that all this buyer protection and so on, and it turns out that that's only available if you pay through PayPal. I mean, you can pay through PayPal with a credit card or debit card or whatever, and you're still not covered. They don't tell you that. You have to actually let them hold your money in order to be covered. So they don't tell you that stuff until it's too late. So basically you're not covered. You know, they're lying to you unless you let them hold your money, which I don't do. I used to, but man, I just got tired of dealing with the mafia. So anyway, I figure while I've got this apart, I'll go ahead and work on the points, because I'm going to have to basically glue this thing back together. I mean, I'm going to have to build that up with some JB weld or something, and I've got some Loctite stud and bearing retainer I'm going to use on it to basically glue the flywheel in place and see if it works. So I figure while I've got it apart, I might as well check that the points and everything are the way they should be, since I'm not going to be able to get to them to work on them again. Of course, it's hard to find the proper specs. All the specs I've found claims that it doesn't have points, but this one does. No, that's not going to work, I don't think. See, generally, points on a little two-stroke engine like this should be about 15 thousandths gap, and that's nowhere near that. So I don't think it's going to work too well. I don't know. I'm basically going by guess here. Let's see what it actually is before I change it. $12. No, wait a minute. Those are stuck together. 10. Less than 10. Okay, so we've got some point wear here, apparently. Tell you what, first I'm going to clean it. And I don't have the proper point file, so I'm just going to use this Dremel cutoff tool. And then a piece of paper. Have to fold it a couple of times, or just let them close. Yeah, this is going to be a shot in the dark on adjusting these points. Oh, I also need to put some oil on that sponge. A little bit of, what do we got here? HD30. That'll work. Just put a little bit of 30 weight oil on that. Drip a little bit onto it. Let it soak it up. It's obviously never been oiled since it was new. Because I really don't want to have to take this thing apart again. If I have to take it apart again, I'll probably have to replace the flywheel. Okay, so I've got this thing adjusted to 15 thousandths point gap. Hopefully that'll be close enough, because it was like 8 thousandths or something. Apparently we've had some cam wear because of lack of oiling. And like I said, I haven't been able to find any really good specs on it, but I've got a little Elgin 2 horsepower outboard that the specs are 20 thousandths. But I looked up some specs on a 2-stroke moped, and it said 15 thousandths. So this is a much newer motor than the Elgin, so I don't know. Doesn't necessarily mean anything, but we'll try it at 15 thousandths. Hopefully it'll work. It actually ran a little bit with it at about 8 thousandths, so surely that'll be good enough. And what I did was just loosen these 2 screws and pushed on it right here with my screwdriver to get the points to open a bit more. and got it where it needed to be. This is the point cover. Stick it back on there. It's got a little water seal too. Keep moisture out of the points. Pretty simple little engine, so hopefully it'll run. So the next step will be putting this terrible looking flywheel back on it. Oh man, that's bad. Maybe I should try to make a steel sleeve. It had a steel sleeve in it, it looks like. But I don't know. I think it's JB Weld to the rescue.